Mi gente, it's boxing week. So on Saturday, we have una fight in California where we're both from, right? You
Yeah.
talking earlier. It was the Regis versus Oscar. Regis is not there. Now it's going to be Oscar Duarte. For those who you remember, he's the guy who got knocked out by Ryan Garcia before he fought Devin. And he's going to fight Madueño, who fought Keyshawn, who got knocked out by Keyshawn. Um, are you still going to go to the fight? Oh, yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, no. Okay. Maybe tickets got cheaper, though. All right. If you were to see it and you're not doing anything on Saturday, and you're like, you know what? I'm bored. Are you gonna tune into it, or are you just gonna be like, fuck it. I just don't want to watch TV today.
That'd probably be. Well, what time does the fights align?
That one for the Oscar contra Madueña, it's gonna be like around 7 p.m., 8 p.m. Because it's here in Anaheim, California. So we are Pacific time. We're in California, so yeah, it should be like 7 or 8 p.m.
Yeah, but I'd rather tune into the other fight on Saturday.
Well, that one's earlier, like way or yes. We're talking about like a 4 or 5 hour difference. Oh. That's why I got bummed out when Regis got injured because I was like, we got this badass fight on Friday. Then we're gonna have a good fight, the Barborza versus Jack Catterall around 3 o'clock, between 2 and 4. Because I don't know what the fucking UK times come in. Y luego en la noche, we're gonna have a nice war between Prograis, an ex-champion que ya va de salida, con Oscar Duarte, que va de entrada, but who is not experienced and doesn't have enough power to keep him at bay. So I was like, oh, that's a fucking fight waiting to happen. Pero Prograis decided to get injured. Now we're gonna have this guy Madueña contra Duarte. Should be a nice little fight. Am I gonna tune into it? Unless I'm not doing anything at all, I'll tune into it. If I am, I think I can skip it. It's not it's important, but not really, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I love seeing Oscar fight though. He has that fighting style that's always exciting.
See, it's true. It's just that, ¿cómo te puedo decir? Like I understand this fight. It's at 140. If Oscar Duarte wins, that's another player. Like, okay, now we start putting the pieces. ¿Quién queda en 140? ¿Quién queda en 140? So then we start making, Duarte contra Catterall, Duarte contra Barborza, Duarte contra Haney. You know, you start looking at all those things. Y ¿cómo se llama? So I know the importance, but can I skip it if I go to the bar? I think I can skip it. I'm not going to die over it. I don't know if you would die over it.
No.
All right. And then, of course, the one I do want to see, like I said, it's in the UK, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Jack Catterall versus Arnold Barborza. Arnold Barborza being from East LA. Jack Catterall being from the UK. He is the home fighter. He is the A side to this fight. I don't know if you've seen much both of them. I know that I've seen Catterall fight 3 times, which was Josh Taylor, y contra Prograis. Y Arnold Barborza, I've been seeing him for a couple of fights already because he was with Top Rank. So I was watching a lot of his ESPN cards.
Yeah, I've seen Arnold's last fight, but that's about it of him.
Contra Jose Ramirez. Okay.
I saw that fight.
What do you think about that fight before we jump to Catterall?
Okay. That he was a very, very basic fighter. Very basic, but good at the basics.
Like su jab está solid, su straight está solid, but nothing. Nothing.
Nothing like, oh shit, this guy's gonna do something special. You know, he's.
Ándale.
And I mean, that's with all respect to him because he's a great fighter, just not special fighter.
It's like I've always put it this way: a great fighter always beats a good fighter, right? Usually that's how it is, unless the good fighter has power to upset the apple cart. Barboza is not that. Barboza is just a good fighter because he has some knockouts, but I don't think he has power to really keep the other foot at bay.
No, not like that.
Now, Jack Catterall, on the other hand, También no tiene power. he is like a counter puncher, jabber. He has better legs. He does have better feet. He can move around.
Yeah.
But he's also been dropped. No, wait. No, did Prograde drop him?
I want to say he was dropped by Taylor.
By Taylor in the first fight. Or, yeah, in the first fight he was dropped. Yes.
Yeah.
When the first fight he was dropped, he won the second one. I do believe in the first fight he still won. He was robbed. That's my opinion. And that's when Josh Taylor was still good.
Yeah.
Because we know that after Josh Taylor, after that fight, that's when he turned shitty. Or at that fight is when he turned shitty.
Yeah.
I would say I'm gonna be a little biased because I've been following Arnold Barboza because he's a Chicano, because he's from the LA area, even though I was from OC. I'm a little bit biased towards him, and I know that Teofimo Lopez ducked him, so that's even better. It sucks that he beat my guy, who I loved at that time, Jose Ramirez, which was his last fight. I was rooting for him. Lo único que no me gusta de Jack Catterall, Arnold Barboza, he wants to move like a boxer, like moviendo los pies, but he's very flat-footed.
Yeah.
Y ¿cómo se llama? So I'm like, if you're flat-footed, it's because you want to pegar con fuerza. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Like, you have to be planted para tirar tus power shots.
Yeah.
And if you're just jabbing and moving, you want to be on your tippy toes to be moving around.
Yeah.
And this fool moves around too much, but he does it with flat feet. So that's the only thing that sucks about him. But I am gonna. It's really hard because I forgot he's not fighting in Orange. I mean, if he wins, he has to win very decisively. We're talking about like fucking 8 rounds to 4. Because if it's a 7-5, it can be easily a 7-5 that direction. I have to go with Barboza. Like I said, I'm being biased in this. I know that Catterall is a better boxer. He probably has more power, and he's fighting at home. So Barboza has everything against him.
I'd have to probably go with Catterall.
Yeah.
Just he looks a lot better at boxing. So for me, Arnold looks a lot in his last fight at least he looked very awkward. Like if he didn't know what to do in there. He won it clearly, but just looked very, very awkward. Moving around didn't look right to him. Just everything didn't look right.
See. And I'll say this. I will say Catterall is like a B fighter, and Barboza is like a C++ or like a B minus. Like he's close to being a B, but not there yet. He needs this big win to be considered like a B minus guy, a B regular B guy. That's how I see it. I'm hoping he does it. He pulls it out of the. Pulls it out of the hat. Pulls it out of the hat. I was gonna tell you this: whoever wins becomes the mandatory to Teofimo at 140. The Hitchens fight hasn't been announced yet. They still haven't announced it versus Teofimo. If that fight does not get announced, and Matias has his fight, Matias becomes Hitchens mandatory. So whoever wins from this fight becomes Teofimo. Whoever wins from that fight becomes ¿cómo se llama? Hitchens.
Yeah.
Do you see the Teofimo Hitchens fight being called or no? Or do you think they're gonna go different directions?
Well, because I know the Turkey wanted to have Teofimo Lopez mixed in with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. They wanted to kind of have a little tournament, but I think their end goal was to make it at 147.
See.
So, I mean, if Teofimo Lopez doesn't fight Hitchens, he's moving up. He's dropping the belt and moving up. I think dropping the belt and moving up. Because I would like to see him unify 140. I'd like to see him go undisputed at 140. I think he could beat most people at 140.
At 140, it's him, it's Hitchens, it's who's the guy that beat Pitbull? Rayo, who's gonna fight Gary Russell. Huh? Yeah, Rayo Valenzuela. And who's the fourth guy? Who's the other guy?
It's it was I forgot. It's some weird looking guy though.
Weird looking guy. ¿Qué raza?
It's he beat he beat the guy that one of the Russell brothers.
It's not Oshaki Foss. No, not Foss.
His name is
Espérame, 140 champions in boxing. I know who you're talking about. I just forgot. ¿Cómo se llama? Aquí están. Tal Rayo, Alberto Puello.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I think Teofimo Lopez. Hardest one would be Hitchens to win.
Really?
I believe because Hitchens is a mover and he has a hard time with movers. And if he doesn't take this Hitchens fight, and if he doesn't drop the belt, he's gonna have to face the winner of Barborza and Catterall. And I believe Catterall would probably give Teofimo more problems than Barborza because Catterall moves more.
Yeah.
Y Puello also moves a lot more. Perdón, also moves, but I don't think he's as good as Hitchens or Catterall in that regard. Y ¿cómo se llama? El Rayo? I don't know. I don't know how the fuck he beat. Well, I do know how he beat Isaac Cruz because Isaac Cruz is not a great fighter, and he's too small for 140. Haz de cuenta que Pitbull is those type of guys that get a carne asada, go buy some beer, and you're gonna have a great fucking time if he has another guy that is willing to fight.
Yeah.
That's what Pitbull is. If you put him with a runner, he's gonna have a shitty ass fight. And again, runners usually do that, right? All right. So you have this week. You have Catterall winning bien, no robberies against Barboza, right? And you said that you believe Oscar Duarte is gonna win, even though we don't really know much about Mugueño.
Yeah.
And hopefully we have some unifications after these fights. Porque se ocupa la division. Se ocupa que haya divisions. It's going to suck if Teofimo leaves the division because unless Gary Russell wins, there's no fighters. They're all boxers. They're all boxers. Like, ya no quedan boxer punchers. Ya más quedan puro pure boxer.
Yeah.
And I would say that Jack Catterall would be the one with the biggest name if Teofimo Lopez leaves the division.
Definitely. I think Catterall beats most people at 140.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's not a champion yet. And that sucks for him porque he is a really talented guy, to be honest. Yes. Yeah. Bueno, Scorpio, it was a pleasure having you here. And for sure, we're going to be talking next week for the February 22nd card, which is like 7 amazing fights, with the exception of one, which is called Shakur. I'm hoping it's a good one, but we'll talk about it next week. I do like your takes on the Keyshawn fight. I love that take. And be ready to apologize if you're wrong. All right, my man. You have a good night, all right?
All right. You too.
Peace out.